The last episode you saw on the Catalina, we were working on the front end. We got these drop-down brackets for the leaf springs all boxed in. We put a piece of roll cage tubing through there, welded it solid, ground it smooth so it looks nice on the outside. Everything's welded in the inside of these plates before I capped them on the ends, so super stout front end. As you can see, it's doing a mega gasoline right now, so we've got to take care of that. The way we're going to do that is adding some 60-inch ladder bars made by Checkered Racing. We're waiting on these to show up. They're the same ladder bars that I run on my truck. So beautiful fabrication work on this. They come with brackets front and rear. So we're going to be able to get these things mounted up, and we're going to modify the back end so that I believe it's leaf spring under there right now. I haven't really taken a look, but we're going to coilovers with ladder bars. We'll probably end up running a panhard bar on this and get the back end up on it. Here's a closer look at these 60-inch ladder bars. Like I said, they come with your front drop-down brackets. You got 3 hole choices. These are safety loops in case your front bolt ever broke and the ladder bar swung down into the track. It would ride on this instead of grabbing and pole vaulting the car. And then we've also got the rear brackets back here, fully adjustable, so you can adjust your pinion angle and all that. So we're going to really be able to dial this car in and make it look pretty awesome. Like I said, they're the same ones that we're running on Loud and Ugly. This is what it's going to eventually look like here. With the drop-down brackets in the front, we've got the safety hoops welded onto the front of the ladder bars, and everything all hooked up to the rear end on this. So, we've got to do that over here on the Catalina and make this thing not so Lena. So in previous episodes, you saw me having to work on the floor. A couple episodes ago, I finished hooking up the hoist. So we're going to take full advantage of that. We're going to push the Catalina forward right now, get this thing on the hoist, we'll jack it up. I'll show you what kind of suspension we're working with stock on the Catalina, how we're going to go about tearing it down, and then we'll hop into figuring out how we're going to hook these up. With this car up in the air, I was completely wrong. There is no leaf springs under here. This is coil with shock. It's got some trailing arms. So what we're going to be able to do is strip all the brackets off the rear end. We're going to just make it a clean housing, and then that way we can start fresh with our ladder bar brackets on the housing. And then also we'll make our own shock mounts for this, which will be a coilover shock. All going to be QA1 on this car, dual adjustable, so that'll be awesome for the street. He'll have a lot of movement there where he can adjust it and make it fine-tuned so it rides nice on the road. And then if he ever eventually starts racing this car, then he'll have the option to really dial it in for racing as well. So we're going to go ahead, unbolt some things, drop this rear end down. We've got to cut all the brackets off it. We'll wire wheel it nice so that it's clean. That way once we get all the new brackets put on there, then we can paint it nice and we'll stuff it back in there. Rob, the owner of the Catalina, brought me some more parts. So we've got these cheater slicks from Towel City mounted up on some steelies for this thing. That's going to give it just a perfect look with the front steelies that are on it, the bias ply pie crust. That's really going to look period correct. We've got the big ladder bars, we've got the rear end stripped down. He also dropped off a 427 big block that we're going to be putting in this thing with a 4-speed Borg-Warner transmission. So we've got lots of parts and pieces to the puzzle now. We've also got some steel that we picked up today that we're going to be adding some frame strengtheners, mainly so that we can drop down front brackets for our ladder bars to hook up to. Also for strength of the whole vehicle, because this frame is kind of funky. The rails go forward. When it gets to over the axle, it goes out to the inner rocker, all the way up to the front, and then branches back over for the front frame rails. So not quite sure what that style of frame is called. I've never done any research on it, but we're going to run those strengtheners front to back here just to beef it up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead, tear into that right now. Well, it's a day after putting those frame connectors in. I planned on getting out here and putting these ladder bars in on the axle, getting them tacked up, making drop-down brackets today. Instead, I've been fighting asbestos tile in my basement of our new house, so we're just trying to get rid of some of that. We're trying to make an at-home gym so that we can get back to working out on a regular basis like we used to when we lived close to a gym. So, things got away from me today, but we did get quite a bit done. We got everything stripped out. We stripped the axle. We got the new rims and tires. We've got drivetrain. We've got frame connectors in. We've got all the parts to get these ladder bars hooked up. Some QA1 coilovers. So next week's episode, I hope to have the QA1 coilovers all hooked up under here. With the ladder bars on and this thing sitting on all four, so you guys can get a better representation of what this is going to look like when it's rolling down the road. Once we get that stuff done, we'll be bolting the trans to the engine, and then we'll be putting that in, making engine and trans mounts, and then from there, I don't know where we're going to go with it. That's kind of up to Rob, but I'm hoping that we can get this thing running and driving here at Loud and Ugly Garage. That way you can drive it home. The last episode that I posted was about Loud and Ugly. It is back on all four. There's a couple small issues that I've got to deal with. I've got an oil pan heater. It's an internal style one that goes in your drain plug hole. so that we can heat the oil up on this. As you guys know, if you've watched previous episodes, with the cooler weather, it's harder to start this because I'm running straight 50 weight oil and I've got to get that heat in there so that it'll fire up. The reason why I'm stressing that so much right now is we are headed to PRI on December 9th, I believe it is, for move-in day. With the ACP header guys, those are the ones who have built the headers for Loud and Ugly. They're 1 7/8 headers, step to 2-inch primaries with a 3.5-inch dump. These things, night and day difference on the truck, made a huge difference. So as you can see, it is on all four. We are going to finish up a comeback video, part 2 of the truck, when I can get out on the street one of these days. But I can't fire it up right now because the oil is so cold and it's cold here in Michigan. So we've got to get this thing going because we got PRI right around the corner. Hope everyone comes out there, checks out everything that's going on. If you've never been to PRI show, check it out on the internet. And then it's down in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Truck will be there, I'll be there. That way you can come out and meet us. We'll be at the ACP header booth most of the time. We're walking around, so hopefully we'll catch you guys down there. Other than that, go on to the website, order some merch. We've got long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, beanies, beer koozies, stickers, hats, all that stuff. So if you can get on there, help support the channel, then I can make some more merchandise. I got some cool plans. I just got to sell more of what I've got here from the race season. So if you guys go load up now, maybe by Christmas time I could get a different load of other merchandise in. So go do that, and hopefully we'll see you at PRI. But other than that, we'll catch you next time.